D, a.k.a. Pops the American Dad. And to my folks on Facebook, Uncle Rice.
Mr. Gold, Go. I'm going to add a new one in today. I'm going to say Coach G.
All right, hey, and you are now rocking with the hottest father and son live show on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, down the street, round the corner. If it's about hot topics, Pops and Gold are most certainly going, hey, we going to chop it.
For sure.
Now,
Go. I got you.
You know that's exactly what I was waiting on.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. That was my end.
Yeah, but Go. What I was thinking about is what we was talking about last night.
Okay.
There's a lot of guys out here that are single right now.
Okay.
And I've heard a lot of videos about the quote unquote male loneliness thing, and I genuinely think a lot of the whole male loneliness thing has to do with men. I think men have a lot to do why guys are moving around right now and people are talking about, hey, guys are lonely.
Give me game behind that.
Well, I genuinely believe that bad guys pretending to be good guys turn good women bad. I'm going to say that again so the people in the back can hear me.
Okay.
I believe that bad guys pretending to be good guys turn good women bad. And once a woman loses trust for men in general, it's a wrap.
Okay. Now, what I would say is this, Pops. Not contradicting or going against it, but running parallel with it so we can build on it.
Okay.
Wolves in sheep clothing, shouldn't that person have better discernment? And when it comes down to an individual genuinely being put in a situation where they would say, you know what, this is a bad guy, but he's pretending to have all of the attributes of being a good guy, wouldn't your first 3 dates weave out the wolves in sheep clothing if you ask the proper questions or if you was to kind of give the proper energy and frequencies off?
I think it could possibly, but people pretend. Now, they can't last longer than 90 days pretending.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, a person ain't going to be able to fake it more than 90 days. And if they do make it with you beyond that 90 days, I genuinely believe it's because you're not watching what's going on around you.
My thing is this though, Pops, okay? Well, so can we say the same thing flipped with a guy? If this is a good guy and old girl really got bad intentions, whether it's taking his money, whether it's kind of manipulating him to think that she rock with him and she really don't, can't she turn that good guy to a bad guy and he's forever sour forever? He will ever have that mindset of, hey, she might play me out too.
In theory, yes, but I genuinely believe that girls most of the time, more so than boys, start off with the dream of finding that perfect guy.
Okay.
When boys are in high school, for the most part, we just trying to get a notch on our belts.
I agree.
When girls are in high school, some of them fall in love with dudes and end up marrying them and staying with them for 40 years.
Okay.
So I think at the start of it, the mindset of a girl, and at the start of it, the mindset of a young man, let's say they're 18 years old, I think that the girl's mindset is more set on love. If she hasn't experienced any heartbreak or anybody lying to her, whereas I feel like a lot of guys, when you in that age, hey, you just really looking to get a notch on your belt. So that good girl who turns into a notch on his belt turns bad because her trust was, in her mind, violated, and therefore now she's out finding that good guy that's 21, 22 that you're talking about, and cheat on him, get his money out of him, do him wrong. And don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing the ladies, but
for sure.
I think that at the core of it, I really just think that it start off with the guys, hey, a bad guy turned a good girl bad.
I want to kind of run parallel with this because I agree with it. I agree with what you're saying, but I also agree with this too.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter if you're a good guy or a bad guy. These modern women are still delulu.
Okay.
And I want to kind of reword that in a different way.
Okay.
It's hard to know exactly the good women and the bad women nowadays, Pops, because everybody stands so close. Birds of a feather flock together was a statement that you heard mama, grandma, cousins, whoever say before at one point in time.
True story.
Nowadays, you will hear a female say, hey, that's just my friend. And just because she's promiscuous don't mean that I'm promiscuous. So mindset wise, as a good guy, you would be looking like, okay, well, if she's a good girl, how can you sit next to a promiscuous woman who don't want marriage, don't want a foundation, don't want leadership out of a man? How could you understand her foundation? It's almost like saying this. If I'm listening to music, chances are I'm not going to listen to any music that I can't relate to or understand.
That's true.
So if you're around a promiscuous woman and you're a female, I feel like if you're not promiscuous, how do you understand that? It's no different than a promiscuous woman being around a woman that's faithful. Hey, I can't step out. I will never step out. I'm a one-man band.
She probably won't be able to relate to us what you're saying.
So nowadays, and why I say I agree to it is because you really can't tell the good women and the bad women no different than the men. Because the men will say, you know what, I'm a good guy, but my best friend got bodies on bodies on bodies. You would say I'm a good guy, but hey, my best friend is a bum. He is a passenger rider. He is down on his luck every day to Sunday. So by default, can I say I'm a good guy? Because I work, I go to school, I got a good foundation, I got good teachings, I got a dad in my life, but the guys that I kick it with is gremlins when you throw water on them.
Now, this is the thing.
Let's go.
You can't try to convince me and tell me that you're going to waddle in the pigsty and you ain't got any dirt on your pristine white suit. So you not riding around in the car with the gremlins if you ain't striped. Once we sprinkle a little water on you.
Okay.
Or once you eat. We feed you after 12, you turn to a new dude. See, I understand what my guys are saying. And I respect what you're saying. And shout out to the folks that have commented and the ones that will. But this is the thing.
Give it to me.
You see so many young ladies who have a negative impression of young men nowadays. I have to believe that comes from who they dated. I have to believe that it came from somewhere. Now, I'm not excusing
give it to me.
the treatment, but I have to believe that a lot of the young men, hey, they playing games and they gonna say what we used to say to get what we used to get.
Now, I would say this: the defense levels are down.
Okay.
Because in those days, you had women that would hear everything that you would say to get what you want to get and still tell you no.
That's true.
So it was a grandpa that was going to give her game and tell her, hey, that dude ain't for you. He ain't no good.
That's
true. It was a dad that was going to tell her, hey, that guy ain't no good for you. It was an uncle that was going to tell you, man, that guy ain't no good for you. And it was a brother that was going to come out the cut and try to get up with any guy who did you wrong.
That's true.
So I would say this to say the defense levels are down now. The defense levels nowadays, I would say, for a female, she only has a mother.
True.
A co-worker.
True.
Maybe a sister.
True.
And the boy or the guy that she chooses.
And
so nowadays, the protection level, I feel, Pops, is different. So the game is different. People would go for the wolf in sheep clothing. They would go for the guy that they would say, hey, I know he ain't no good, but I still talk to him.
You know what? I can't fight that. Because a lot of the things that I speak of is based on traditional values.
Respect.
And there's a lot of people that don't move by traditional values, but there are people that still do. And I think they get caught in the fray. I think that many times, if you, like me, and you from a bad area, you normally want to date a girl outside your area.
From a good area.
You might mess around with the girls in your area. Guys, drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with this. And drop a 2 in the chat if it's no. But usually, you be trying to wife somebody outside your area, and one night the girls that live around you.
But Pops, don't that start in school? Because even if you were one of the guys that was kind of not smart, you wanted a smart girl.
You did.
You wanted the smart girl.
You did.
It was no different than when you got older and was like, man, if I live in a bad neighborhood, I do want the female that's down the street, that live in a better neighborhood, bigger house, have more common sense than the people that's around me.
And that's true, because I believe that you do feel like that. And I also believe that it's a lot of parents in those households in the areas that are perceived as being rough that teach their sons, hey, don't you bring one of these girls home that I be seeing standing out on that corner every day?
And I'm gonna say it. I think genuinely the reaction to it now with men, they don't have the defense level as well. They're too sensitive.
Come on.
If you brought a sexy red home at one point in time, you could have your dad pull you to the side, hey, I don't want her sitting at my table, and get her up out of here.
She better not be on my couch when I come back out my room.
And respectfully, it was flipped on the opposite side when it came down to the women, on the lines of, hey, you brought somebody in and he stood up and he greeted himself saying, yeah, I'm Lil Rodney from 63rd or 64th.
Or you brought him in with a mask on.
Respectfully, you will have an old man pull you to the side, because I've seen my old man pull people to the side and say, hey, tell your friend to get up out of here.
Every girl I raised.
Tell your friend to get up out of here before, hey, I get him up out of here. And that's giving you a chance to police your people so the police don't ever have to.
True. Now, I want y'all to drop a 1 in the chat on this real quick. If your daughter, your little princess, brought a guy home and he was wearing a ski mask when he came into your house, when he sat down on your couch,
Okay.
would you allow your daughter to date him? Would you allow your daughter to keep him in your house? And moms, and dads, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat if you say he got to go. Drop a 2 in the chat if you think it's cool to stay. And the reason I say that, Gold, is because it's a lot of parents who know your sons walk around with these masks on every day. And do you think it's appropriate for your son to go over to somebody else's house to visit their daughter wearing that mask that you allow him to walk around in every day?
I'm going to answer with a 1, saying that I would probably be the parent to tell him to go. I would say with a follow-up, Pops, to me, when I see individuals with masks, and it's so unfortunate to say this,
Come on.
I automatically look at people almost like, hey, and it hurts to say, I almost kind of look at it like, damn, you a criminal.
And it's bad to say, but come on.
And it hurts me to say it because usually when I see it, it's on brown, black, and moon people. You know?
Come on.
And I will go on record to say, when seeing it, it's a mindset behind it. Because to wear a full mask on, it's a mind of saying like what you finna do?
What you got going, and you coming into somebody else's house. So as I said before, respectfully, sometimes we allow our kids to do things when they're younger, and then we wonder why they have so much strife, struggle, and strain on them trying to find somebody that's proper when they get grown.
I would say it like this, Pops. I think a lot of times when it comes down to parenting, you don't see parents comment anymore because of how sensitive the youth have become.
Come on.
So let's say, for example, mom probably wouldn't say how bad dude is because she don't want to lose the bond with her daughter because she know how much of her daughter is a crash out.
Facts.
Her daughter will crash out and say, you know what, I'm done talking to you, Mom. I'm choosing him.
I'm moving with him.
You can't tell your son, hey, my boy, she's not for you. And there's going to be many more that's going to be like her, but she's not for you.
She ain't for you, Chico.
Chances are you'll lose your son before he gains enlightenment on the lines of, hey, Pops just told me something that is going to live with me and stick with me forever. And I need to take this because, hey, it's nothing new under the sun. And chances are he's telling me this so I don't fall into a human pothole that he's probably fell in.
So is it wrong to look at that individual that your child brings home and judge them from your experience and say, hey, I don't want her on my couch when I come back out of my bedroom. I don't want her on my couch. Is that wrong? Is that wrong for a parent to look at your child when your child come over to go over and visit their boyfriend or girlfriend? Is it wrong for that other parent to look at your child and say,
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say no. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong for your parent to have an opinion. I don't think it's wrong for your parent to respectfully say, I don't think that person is for you because your parent has seen you grow.
Come on.
They've known every single a good parent. Let me not say all parents.
True.
Let me say an active dad, an active mother. An active mom and an active dad, I think, is different than a father and a mother.
I agree.
So I would say if you're actively in your kid's life, I genuinely do feel like you do have the opportunity and the entitlement to be able to say, hey, I don't want him on my couch.
I don't want him on my couch.
Hey, I don't want you in his passenger seat. Or, hey, I don't think that, hey, you should be with her and doing X, Y, Z with her because she's going to lead you down the wrong path. And that path that she's going to lead you down, it's going to be harder to get out versus it is to drive down that path. Go the other way, fast, quick, in a hurry.
I think that we have to get to the point where we stop worrying about whether our kids get mad at us about telling us to get him off my couch. Because you see so many young ladies end up in bad situations dealing with guys and their parents know he wasn't no good for her. She been going through so much stuff with him. But how did it get to that? It's like a villain's origin story. It started somewhere, so how did it get to that? You see so many young men lose control because their father or mother didn't say, you know what, she ain't good for you, and I don't want her back over here.
I gotta roll with this one right here. Gentle parenting is what they'll call it. I think in 2025, gentle parenting is what we have seen with the kids that's able to go outside past the curfew lights on the street lights coming on.
Facts.
I think we've seen gentle parenting when it comes down to when a teacher says your kid is disrespectful and you come in and defend your kid over listening to what the parent is saying. Because that is still considered a parent that's over your kids at that moment. So I listen. When the village has became more so, hey, you can't discipline my kid. You can't say nothing to my kid, mama, auntie, cousin, brother, whoever. You can't say nothing to my son. You can't say nothing to my daughter. That's my son. That's my daughter.
And moms and dads, we know that this happens because if you got a child that's in school or has been in school within the last 20 years, you've seen, known, or heard about a parent that flew in their child's defense, and all the while later on down the line, they find out that their kids were up there acting a fool.
Come on.
It's just that simple. I see kids in Chicago, our city. I see people allow their kids to go down to the beach and go to these things they call trends. Thousands of kids, no supervision. No supervision. And if something happens, then the parents want to jump on TV and get to whining about what happened.
So my question is this then, Pops.
Okay.
Including you. I'm asking you this question too.
Let's get it.
Have you ever lied, manipulated, or bent the truth to your parents? And for everybody that's watching, have you ever lied, bent the truth, or manipulated your parents to go out to go kick it with somebody, to go out to go do something, to go out to go be somewhere that you shouldn't be?
Absolutely. Absolutely. From climbing out of my window to borrowing their car when they sleep to all of those things like that we all know Johnny wouldn't do it. Yeah, Johnny did it. Johnny did it. You just don't know Johnny did it. And you walking around here still thinking about Johnny in the bassinet instead of Johnny that drive the Chevy. It's a big difference. Those are not the same two people, and we don't understand the things that we allow when they grow up and allow them to see us. That's who shapes who they are. Not your rules at home, mama. Not your rule, not your chore list on the refrigerator. Not you yelling a couple times, daddy. What you allow them in your weak moments, you know what, go ahead and let her go to that party. She ain't even go to no party. She went straight to Kareem crib.
But you know what, though? Let me say this, though, Pops. I can't blame outsiders for making, let's say, for example, if this is a bad guy, I can't blame a bad guy for making a good girl bad, or a bad woman making a good guy a bad guy, simply because it starts at home. I believe knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and teachings and principles come from the deck. If you have a father that will take you out on your first date, and your first date is your old man, instead of it being Kareem from up the street, chances are you're going to have a better vibration in relationships. If your old man gave you the talk of, hey, this is how you strap up, chances are you're going to be a passionate lover in every situation. There's men to this day, could be 50, 60, 70 years old, who have never had that talk. And so to never have that talk, I would say personally, we would move through it on the lines of, I'm gonna figure it out as I go. But that talk made it where those human potholes that most people have faced, you wouldn't face.
You know why I had that talk with you? Because my old man didn't have that talk with me.
So that's breaking generational curses. So I would ask everybody before you continue, Pops, how many people would say that they were able to break generational curses with their sons, with their daughters, on the lines of, I do want to have that talk just because that talk wasn't happening with me, with my people.
I don't think people understand how important it is to see your kids for who they are rather than who you dream of them being. See, you see people send their kids to college. The kids ain't want to go to college. He wanted to go to trade school and learn how to fix cars.
Truth.
You see people try to tell their kids, you need to go work in the same business I did. That boy an artist. He more creative than anybody in all your generations, but you done shamed him to the point where he don't even want to put pencil to paper no more. We all come here with a talent that's powerful enough to pay us what we need in life, feed us and the generations we create, but most of the time we got folks around us who want us to be better than they were, chiming in our ear, trying to steer us towards something that they may not have made it to, not even realizing that the child you have in front of you got talents that if you don't recognize and respect and push them toward, they're going to be wasted. You see some of the most criminal-minded young men on some of these videos chasing people down, and he could have been on the football field.
I look at it like not giving your kids the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is putting a lampshade on the sun.
Come on.
Simply because that lampshade,
That's heavy.
That lampshade genuinely, I think, is what people are seeing. We seeing a whole bunch of people walk around with dim lights. And the person that's dimming their lights are the people that were supposed to give them more life, breathe life into them, and actually give them game to stand tall and be tall. So that's why I say I don't blame the guy that you choose or the woman that you choose, because the teachings of who you supposed to choose start from the deck. It don't start from when you start dating.
Now, I'm going to dive into another segment of this.
Let's go.
And that is, once you do get in a relationship with one of these people who, A, didn't have to talk, B, didn't have daddy saying, get him off my couch, C, didn't have mama saying, hey, son, she ain't for you. Guys, we control the tempo in the household no matter what they try to tell you out here in this world. And when you are that guy who feels as if it's your job to stand in front of your woman and stop her from being who she want to be, when you are that guy who your lady don't miss it or get mad when you walk out the house without telling her anything at midnight, she more relieved than anything that you gone. When you see you're that guy, bro, we got to start being man enough to step aside and step out of that situation and start doing some self-examination. Because you see so many guys that are crashing out here, and they ain't just young. I done seen 50, 60, 70-year-old guys that's still in that mindset that the woman they're with, they're supposed to have control over, rather than the woman that they're with, they're supposed to be compatible with.
I would agree, because in my head and my heart, I would want a person to say, I choose you. I would genuinely want a person to be able to say, I choose you. I would never in a million years want to feel like I forced a person, and the reason why you're here is because I'm the last option. And I think a lot of times we're okay with being somebody's last option. We're okay with being that pretty female's second, third option, if that means that we can lay next to her. And the reality to it is this. I would go on record to say it's a question that I would ask everybody, including you, Pops.
Okay.
Would you rather be the prettiest girl, like the prettiest girls, second, third, fifth option, or would you rather be the prettiest girl that liked you, first option?
I'll take the average girl who liked me the most over the prettiest girl if I'm not number one. Okay. It's just that simple. Now, I'm not talking like some of these guys say number one and including the kids. Nah, kids gonna come first. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
But when it comes down to the woman that you choose, I see so many guys chase their tail. I seen a video today, dude throwing rose petals. It's a funny skit. It's not funny to me, but it's funny because I see people with all the laughing emoji reactions. But He throwing rose petals down and she just looking like whatever. He doing all of these things trying to impress her and she just looking like whatever. And he's an average looking man and she's an ultra beautiful woman. And it was a microcosm of modern dating in the 21st century. Guys are running after what they think is ultra beautiful, and they think if you make more money and level up, you're going to be able to get the kind of woman you want. And they don't even realize the kind of woman you really want. That's the woman that sees you as that guy. If she is cool with you repossessing her attention, your attention from her, you're not that guy. If she cares more about your car, her car getting repossessed than yours, you're not that guy. If she don't care when you walk out the house and come in the crib, you're not that guy. She gets a break from you when you leave. And I think our guys need to recognize when you're not that guy so you don't crash out at the end of the day because you overinvested in a woman that really was with you until she could do better.
Not being that guy does not make you a bad guy.
No.
Because not being that guy means that that's just not your person. It's no different than, I think of Scarface when he was talking to Manny. Hey, she's not for you, Chico. She's not for you, Chico.
He meant it.
He meant it. And you got to understand when, I think in my head, Pops, when a person is saying, hey, you know what, I'm just not for you. Like when we talk and we have conversations, you just don't look at me like I'm that guy.
See,
And to look at me like I'm that guy, to make me feel like I'm that guy, Pops, I think it's more so of a mindset.
the average woman is not going to tell you you're not that guy.
True.
I need you guys to understand this.
They'll make you feel like it though.
But you'll ignore it because you just want what you're getting.
I think the person that doesn't like you is always busy.
Always.
So mindset wise, you will know if you're that guy from, I think from the time that she give you and how stingy she is with her purse strings. I think in my head, in my heart, Pops, time, energy, and effort is things that you can't pay for. Something that you've always taught me. And then when it comes down to her purse strings, a woman that love you, a woman that rock with you, she ain't gonna be stingy with what she gives you. I feel like the only restrictions that a person would get is if she don't find you as attractive as the person that she would find as that guy.
You know, a woman who loves you will spend her last to make sure y'all eat.
Man, hey.
She'll spend her last to make sure not just her,
y'all.
but y'all.
Like,
I'm going to give it to you like the country folks say.
I got a sandwich, you got a sandwich.
She going to make sure y'all eat. Bro, if she literally is too busy for you, you're not that guy. You need to find a woman that's never too busy for you because that's the woman you want to marry. Guys are out here wondering why they're getting divorced all the time because you're marrying women that literally are sometimes too busy for you. Understand, when you're that guy to a woman, she ain't never too busy. My wife has been a boss all her life, and I promise you this. She will pick the phone up in the middle of a meeting.
You know what the funny part about
to
it
talk
is,
to
Pops?
me.
You know what the funny thing about it is, Pops? You can call a woman that loves you at 3 o'clock in the morning while she's asleep, and she'll wake up, hello, sounding like Darth Vader. Hello. Are you good? Is everything? If a woman rocks with you, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's 100 degrees out where we're at right now. She would not mind being next to you.
She'll ride a bike to come see you.
Hey,
that might sound like exaggeration, but she'll make it a fun adventure.
Because to see you is not more so on the lines of, it's not like how, okay, I will say this. For the females that will look at you like you're just a car ride, or you're just food money, or you're just hair maintenance money, I would look at it and say the difference is a woman that loves you fall in love with your heart and not your hand.
Facts.
She don't care about your hand for real, because your hand becomes her hand. She become the hand of a king.
Come on, and y'all hand in hand when y'all moving. Man. So y'all only got one hand free. But when you dealing with somebody who expects you to plan everything, you're not that guy. You're dealing with a woman that expects you to pay for the whole first date. She ain't even try to tip.
Anytime
she ain't even buy the dessert.
Pops, I think anytime a man lead with his hand, you Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, you are.
You got the
gold hand.
Gold hand, and you got Cersei. And you got Cersei.
You got the and she didn't care about him.
She didn't care about him. And when you said it, that's the first thing that clicked. You got the golden
That's
hand.
what we gonna start saying. Hey,
man, the golden hand.
He walking around here with his hand in his jacket because he got the golden hand.
Come on, she don't really want you.
And I think it's important to focus on the men because a lot of our content, we speak to the ladies.
Truth.
And I think when we talk live, like men, we chop it up like men.
I agree.
We chop it up face to face. I don't need a silent video where I'm standing there and my voice is behind it to tell my guys what I need to tell them. Because I tell you in your face like I will right on the camera. If you have to do everything, if you have to take her shopping, I don't care if you're a star. I don't care right now if you are a star.
You should still be able to pull up to a lake and be able to have a conversation with her. You don't have to be able to say every time you... Fuck, I'm going to skip that. I'm going to go back.
Drake ain't that guy if he flying people out.
Every day?
You ain't that guy.
Any day.
You're not that guy.
I'm going to go on record to say this. The same people that you're flying out, it will be willing to fly themselves out to see that guy.
Come on.
So the reality to it is, it's a mindset of saying that while you see a whole bunch of weenies with bread, I'm going to call them corn dogs, on the lines of saying that you're that guy, I think they're creating a false narrative of being that guy. Being that guy does not have to spend boatloads of money on a female. Being that guy is a person that can mentally stimulate a person just by mentally stimulating the person, and hey, she going like the light green.
You could pull up on her and get in the car and ride till y'all get hungry, grab fast food, and just go sit and talk at the park.
I would go on record to say,
and she won't care.
Taking her to a park and having her walk like a deacon, unlike most people, I would genuinely say that would be more of being that guy to her if she really likes you. And if she doesn't like you in those, I would say 3 days, there won't be a fourth date.
I'm going to go further, Gold. A woman that like you will not refuse whatever the date is.
Even it pops, hey, I agree.
If a woman likes you.
If she's not athletic, she don't mind getting on the track just to say, you know what, baby, I want to sweat with you.
When she really like you. So
I agree.
Every time you see a young lady make a low effort video, I want you guys to remember that is directed toward the men who are not that guy to her. That's not directed towards you, bro, because if you remember what Uncle Rice taught you, no commitment, no cash, that simply means if you're not that guy to her, why the hell are you spending money unless you're, like Gold said, a corn dog?
I'm going to say, because I'm going to run parallel with you, and I want to give game from Coach G. So this, I would hope that it stay forever. So hear me out. 4 SWs. Some will, some won't. So what? Somebody's waiting.
Come on.
4 SWs should always be applied when moving around and dealing with anybody.
Come on.
If I'm dealing with you and we talking and we vibing with each other, I'm going to apply the 4 SWs to you. If you're not going to meet me in the middle, and because men are from Mars, women are from Venus, we should be leaving footprints on the moon.
Come on.
If you're not going to meet me in the middle and leave footprints on the middle, I'm going to apply my 4 SWs.
Facts. Because I'm not that guy to you.
Come on.
I'm not that guy. And I'm speaking from experience. Do you know how far a woman will drive to see a man she really likes?
Come on.
And you have to send a car for her? You're not that guy. See, we've been convinced by some of these tight tie wearing older guys that you have to spend money and you have to be a high value man in order to get the woman you want.
Man.
And the fact is, you don't, because if you're that guy to her you fit.
I seen a homeless man, and you know what he had?
A girlfriend.
And she was treating that man like he was that guy.
I seen a homeless man and his woman. I see him all the time. She pulls him around in a little red wagon. Mm-hmm. They may be down on their luck, but he has love, and he's that guy to her. See, sometimes we don't realize that the people we think we settling for, that's really your wife.
And I'm going to go on record to say this. A lot of times when we feel like, damn, I just lost out, broke heart. Man, broken hearts give you 20/20 vision.
Truth.
So usually when you feel like your heart's broken and something is going wrong, or it's the darkest moment, hey, you gotta feel like that's growth instead of that's something that's that you going through. Simply
True.
because I feel like a lot of times when it comes down to men don't like losing. Men for some reason will invest more into another man's woman than they will invest into their own water and to their own grass to water.
Facts.
And I would go on record
Facts.
to say that genuinely when it comes down to the plants that's in your garden, the plants that's in your garden, be specific like a person that knows what they want to eat tonight. Look at it for what it is. When you say tonight, I'm gonna eat this for dinner, and you say I'm gonna eat a burger tonight, and somebody bring out a taco tonight.
Yeah, don't take what you don't want.
Don't take the taco, even though you might be hungry. Hey, I want a burger.
But this the thing. Make sure that you have burger money.
Sure.
And in this situation and subject, it's not about actual currency. And I'm speaking to my guys so vehemently because, to be honest with you, I feel as if this so-called male loneliness epidemic is based off of men accepting less than what they deserve and expecting more than what they actually put out to this world.
I think the narrative of men accepting not being able to walk up on a woman because of making somebody feel uncomfortable is crazy.
It's crazy work, but it's real work. And I want to pinpoint this real quick.
Let's go.
Roseanne Whitmore just said, I drive 3 hours to see mine. He drives 3 hours to see me. Sometimes we meet in the middle. Because he's that guy, Miss Roseanne.
And I will go on record to say this. In moments like this, I think we need to try harder to find people that would drive, that would ride,
Come on,
that would want to, that do desire you outside of just the physical. To be around you is a blessing. To be around you is a breath of fresh air. To be around you is enjoyment. To be around you is something that we can't create with other individuals. So by us not being able to create this no other place, we're going to treat it like the seven wonders, and we'll make this day for me and you. And I think the vibrations of picking a person as yours, I think it's one of those things where genuinely it's like a trophy. And I think choosing right is something that is more important than what you drive, more important than where you land at. Because obviously we want central air. Obviously we want to be riding in something clean. Obviously we want the best for ourselves, no matter who we are, where we are. We should have that same mindset when it comes to choosing that woman that we gonna lay next to, choosing that woman that we saying, you know what, I rock with you. I feel like a lot of times men put more thought in what they're going to wear than who they're going to lay next to. More thought into the guys being loyal to men than they do the women that they're choosing. And we need to kind of change that narrative.
I think that when you choose somebody who won't drive 3 hours to see you, you get chaos. Just like the picture behind us. When you choose somebody who expects you to make all the plans as a man, you get what you see in the picture behind us.
Chaos.
When you choose somebody who expects you to pay for everything and them to do nothing but show up, you get what you see in this picture behind us. It's chaos. The fact of the matter is, we got a lot of people out here that grew up in a chaotic home, that saw their parents being chaotic with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, and saw multiple people show them how love isn't supposed to be. And if that's all you learned, that's all you know how to show. If a woman will not drive to you, bro, you're not him to her. Let me tell you, all of those extra rules and that long laundry list of standards go out the window when you're handsome enough to her. That beautiful woman you'll spend your money on got a man that she will chase down like her name is Sha'Carri Richardson running the 4x1 if she could.
With the parachute behind her.
Full resistance.
I'm going to say this. Finding a person that treats you like you're that guy is paramount. I think when you will see a person say, man, I drive 3 hours for mine, That should make you mad if you sit next to somebody who wouldn't drive or walk two minutes for you.
Come on.
That should make you look left and look
Talking
right.
about it's too high.
That should make you look left and look right and say, you know what? You right. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to give a quick story. It was a guy who was a great dad. Like, he was a great dad. He did everything he was supposed to do for his household. And nobody in that household appreciated him. Nobody. Well, that dad's birthday was coming up. And when that dad's birthday was coming up, he was expecting a birthday party. Like, he had it in the back of his mind that it was going to be a birthday party.
Okay.
He woke up. Woman seen him. Said nothing.
No happy birthday.
Went downstairs thinking like, okay, well, it got to be a surprise party. Kid seen him. Said nothing. One kid on the phone.
Crickets.
Other kid playing the game. Other kid just locked in doing what they doing. He went to work. And when he went to work, his boss had a cake in her office. With a card.
Uh-oh.
With balloons. With flowers. Not only did she say, hey, you're a great worker, hey, you're a great man. And you deserve to be appreciated on this day. So for our 30 minutes, I'm going to give you an extra 30 minutes, but we're going to celebrate your birthday really quick. Blew the candles out. He married her.
He married her.
I will go on record to say this.
He should have.
When it goes down to the simple facts of how you should move and what you should move like the people who like you. And stop putting yourself in situations where the individuals that's in front of you, they started to like you in the relationship. They didn't like you before the relationship.
I got a question based off of the story that Gold just told.
Let's go.
Is that man wrong for getting with his boss? Is that man, is he a bad man? Is he considered a cheater? Is he considered a terrible guy because he left someone who didn't appreciate him for somebody who saw him for being the great man that he is? Is that a cheater, or is that someone who recognizes that there's somebody out here that will love me right? Is that being a cheater? Let's flip the role. Let's say that happened with a woman. She didn't get her birthday celebrated at home. Her boss brought her a cake, told her she an amazing woman. A year later, they're married. Is that woman a cheater, or did that woman find her happiness? Which one is it? Because see, when you get into these relationships with people that won't walk a mile for you, won't drive an hour to see you, when you get into a relationship like that, it's funny how infidelity, the word infidelity, how it just, the definition just spreads wide.
I look at it and say like this: you can't say a person cheated on you if you didn't appreciate that person.
Talk that talk.
I look at it and say for what it is. Saying that is almost like saying I'm mad that I got rained on and I didn't wear my raincoat or have my umbrella.
But I'm mad.
I think a lot of the times self-inflicted injuries are things that people are experiencing, saying that this hurts. You did
relationship wise.
You getting a knee-jerk reaction out of a person, and that's something that's happening. So no, I don't think a person is wrong. I don't think she's wrong for going to go find her husband. I don't think he's wrong for going to go find his wife. If you're talking to somebody and you're not appreciating somebody, and it's going out to the men, like on the lines of, if you're dealing with a woman and she's not appreciating you, I don't think you should have a crash out moment.
Nope.
I don't think that you should have those insecure moments where you want to go through her phone or you want to belittle her as a woman.
Come on.
I don't think you should have those shortcomings on the lines of you dropping your virtue to make it where you seem bigger than hers. There's still no big eyes, little U's. I think you should implement the 4-week rule. Go heal yourself. Hurt people, but some people go to the doctor when they're hurt. Some people say, you know what, I need to go get healed. I need to go get stitched up. This is too deep. I need to go get stitched up.
Facts.
So go stitch yourself up.
If it's too deep.
Make it your business to say, you know what, hey, I'm gonna go get right. And then go jump back in the field. When you go jump back in the field, the next lady that you talk to, hey, love harder. If that don't work, love harder. And if that don't work, love harder to the person that you do run into. Love you just as much as you love them. Stop blocking or dimming your light. And I'm going to keep saying it. It's like a lampshade on the sun. Anytime you dim your light by letting a person take your joy from the last relationship.
Stop loving people more than they like you.
I agree.
That's the key. That's what I took from what Gold just said. Stop loving people more than they like you. See, if they won't walk to see you, if they won't go the extra mile for you, start recognizing that's just not your person. Don't be the gatekeeper. There's nothing that looks weaker than a man that tries to keep his woman from being the woman that she is. Because, guys, we supposed to provide and protect, right? Mm-hmm. The woman that you love, we supposed to provide and protect. But nothing makes a man look weaker than a man who will jump in front of that front door talking about you ain't going nowhere.
The hell is wrong
Take
with you?
that off. You ain't going nowhere. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. Let's be clear. So you think that the answer is you trying to change her or keep her from being who she really wants to be? Bro, find somebody that will take that walk to love you. Find somebody that will take that drive. If she won't drive an hour to see you in the beginning, bro, it's because she's not that attracted to you. Because I promise you this, women drive further to go to Chris Brown concerts and then pay him $1,000 just to take a damn picture.
And I'm going to go on record. I want to run parallel with you because it's something that's been happening a lot. I think a lot of times loyalty is confused with a person being mentally abused. If I'm loyal to a person, like if I'm staying solid is, hey, I'm gonna stand on loyalty and discomfort. Hey, baby, we short on the bills. We might have to eat ham sandwiches. Hey, we short on the bills. We gonna stay solid with each other. You're not gonna step out on me. I'm not gonna step out on you, baby. We gonna stay solid. Staying solid for a person is saying that, okay, well, in the midst of these moments where another person is walking up on me or another person is walking up on her, I expect her to represent our relationship in full and represent it righteously.
No sugar.
That's staying solid to me.
Facts.
Loyalty, though, I think is different. I think
it is.
Yeah, I think loyalty is different.
It is, because if being loyal is there's no question, there's no door for another man or woman to walk into.
And I would go on record to say you're loyal to the cause as well.
Yeah.
I would go on record to say that when I hear a person or when I think of a person being more so on the lines of, you know what, I don't appreciate this man or I don't appreciate this woman. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm not showing up. I'm not breathing life into this person. I'm not providing the love languages to this person. I'm not taking accountability to this person. I'm not moving how I'm supposed to move for this person. I would personally think that genuinely that's a person that's mentally abusing that person. Simply because if you want me to stay in the midst of you not catering and watering the grass that you say that you love, hey, I think that's mental abuse.
But this the thing, and I'm gonna call it MA but this is what I feel. I feel like you have to recognize that the person that you're with is trying to be that gatekeeper. You have to stop telling yourself that I need to work on this. You have to stop letting people convince you that you're the problem if you know you're not. Guys, and what I mean by that is this. If you're with a woman and she low jack your car, she literally, if you're with a lady and she has a tracking device on you,
she's the problem.
She's the problem, bro, not you.
If you're with a woman and you know for a fact that, hey, you're trying with your best foot forward, and she's emotionally unbalanced and she's literally one of those individuals that's crying all the time, not taking accountability, stop sharing blame with individuals.
You're not him to her. See,
True.
I got to keep on pressing that to you. When you get with somebody that's not willing to go the extra mile for you, it's simply because you're not him. Guys, we can stop a whole lot of the whole trend of ladies thinking that you're going to spend all your money on them. You can stop that whole trend if you just recognize if you have to do those things to get with her, you're not him to her.
I would say this. This is the best example that we could see on the lines of not being him to her. Look up Chris Brown takes pictures with fans for $1,000.
Come on.
And notice that there's a boyfriend right there.
He just standing there.
Like, notice there's a boyfriend.
Holding her purse in her coat.
These are not just younger women.
He's not him.
These are
50. I've seen 50-year-old women on pictures with Chris Brown.
Pops. These are not just young women.
Husband standing in the corner like the coat rack.
Hey, in these moments in life, if you're talking to somebody that's willing to fan themselves out about somebody that they don't know, but they're not fanning themselves out about you,
Facts.
You go to work and provide for that household. You're doing things for that person that genuinely should make them fan themselves out about you.
Come on.
You're not him.
You're not.
And it's a mindset of saying that it goes without saying, why be that individual who wants to sit around a person that would treat somebody you don't know like him, but somebody you do know like one of them?
And you know what the truth is behind the goal that just came to me while you was talking? The guys that call him Pookie and Ray Ray, they don't like him because he's him to more females than they are.
Truth.
Guys,
Let's go.
I know that
go.
ain't gonna sit well with you. But Pookie ain't never lonely. He don't know what the male loneliness epidemic is. Ray Ray damn sure ain't lonely. And we can call him what we want to, but honestly, they just reaching down in the bowl and just eating all the M&Ms, and what we seeing is just all the chocolate run down their face.
Mr. Diggs.
The fact is, perfect example. Because even the rich women, I don't care about how much she got, how educated she is, somebody's him to her. She'll walk to go see him. Just like guys, you're supposed to be able to recognize your her is the one that will do that. It's not you trying to find the finest one that you ever seen in your life, bro. That's not it.
I would go on record to say this. Every man is different. Like, every man is different. And I think every man deserves happiness. I've sat around so many men that walks around acting almost like they don't deserve happiness. Like,
because they don't recognize, they don't want to recognize you're not him.
So mindset wise, you need to get in front of a woman that treats you like him, instead of a woman that's trying to hit your pockets.
She a waste of time
and put you on your head and make you simple.
You're wasting your time. Understand, guys, I'm gonna explain this to you one more time. If you are him to her, she will go the extra mile for you. If she goes the extra mile for you, your job is to provide and protect her and the love, relationship, and everything else y'all build, because you don't get a lot of hers. The problem is with guys, they get mad at the so-called Pookies and Ray Rays because he's him to a lot of females, bro. He's him.
I'm gonna say this on my out. I believe in the 4 SWs. And I think a lot of men need to start applying it. So for every man that watches it this far, for every woman that watches it this far, you can always apply these rules. 4 SWs. Some will, some won't. So what? Somebody's waiting. So the mindset of begging somebody to follow, like to get in line, there's individuals that would love to be able to talk endlessly. There's individuals that would love to be around you. There's individuals that would love you as a whole with just you. So
True.
Get around those individuals that love you for you.
My lady, Miss Bullock, said, I got rid of a guy who was insecure of my preacher and his wife who helped me once, just because I gave them a hug. I can't soothe your manhood because you feel insecure. And what I'm going to say to that, Miss Jeannie, is this. The fact is, he wasn't him to you, no way. He wasn't him to you. You know why? Because even if you felt like he was him, he wasn't able to recognize that. That means he has evolution. He has evolving to do. He has to move forward in life. And guys, you can need to recognize it. When you are always insanely jealous, you got work to do on yourself, bro. People are not jealous about things that they cannot lose. I'm going to say that to you again. You're not jealous about things you cannot lose. I'm not jealous of no man about my car. That's my car. And understand something, guys. Don't let these people tell you no different. If you're him to her, she don't mind you saying that's my woman. Women only complain about guys putting ownership and claiming them because that guy isn't him. I said it. You may not like it. Ladies, drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with that, because you know it's true. It's some dudes you will walk a country mile to be around because that dude is him. And there's other ones that's got to go through the gauntlet, jump through fiery hoops, and dodge all the pitfalls. And why is that? No matter how much money he has, he ain't him. This has been the Golden Pop Show. I hope y'all rock with the content today, because I definitely did.
Y'all do. And for everybody that watched it this far, my only question for y'all that I would have is how are y'all rocking with the content? So for all of the lives that we pushed out, drop it in the comments on the lines of how y'all rocking with Pops and Gold.
And do you have a him in your life? And guys, when you look left and look right at home with your lady, are you him?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you just the guy that's with her until she finds him? Hey, I love y'all. We appreciate you. If you're just coming in, you can check this out on YouTube. Go to Rice's Rules and get your subscription over there. Make sure if you've been watching all this time, you tap that like button. And we appreciate y'all in abundance. I hope y'all enjoy y'all day.